What is going on, YouTube? So, coming back, just got done with my NBA Draft Big Board rankings for today and wanted to do my next top 10. Yesterday I did not do a top 10, but today I wanted to get back into it. And you guys have noticed one of the things I like to continue with my top 10 is if there's something that worked pretty well for one of my top 10s, then I like to kind of play off of it. And one video that I like doing was the top 10 most hated college football teams. And so today I want to do the top 10 most hated NFL teams. And this is just kind of my own opinion. This is coming from from teams that I personally hate the most, just as a generic NFL fan, and then also teams that I know are just vastly hated across the country. Now this is updated to this year. This isn't like most hated of all time or anything like that. So go ahead and start at number 10. I've got the Chicago Bears, and I think they're the most hated team in the NFC North. Probably the most popular team in the NFC North is the Green Bay Packers, but I wouldn't say they're a very hated team. At least not extremely, especially outside of the NFC North. But the Bears kind of are. They're a big rival with every single team in the NFC North. Obviously Bears Packers, huge rivalry. Bears Lions, Bears Vikings a little bit, not as much as the other two, I don't think. But anyway, move on to number 9. I've got the Oakland Raiders, and this stems from a couple of things. One thing is the fan base. Two is it's kind of annoying to some people when they're good. I don't really care. It's just, I think people just, I guess, hate the tradition or something. So I know some people really don't like the traditions of the Raiders. Stemming from Al Davis, stemming from the silver and black. I'm guessing Buccaneers fans aren't extremely fond of them after probably a couple of their cars were lit on fire after the Super Bowl back in 2003. But there's a lot of reasons why I think that they'd be further up on this list if they were doing better right now, if they were back in contention for a championship. I think they're getting better. I really do like the direction the Raiders are headed in. I like Latavius Murray, I like Amari Cooper, I like Derek Carr, I like all of them. I think they will be very good players for a very long time. Flip it to the defensive side of the ball, Khalil Mack is also a stud. Now, move on to number 8, and this team would have not been on this list last year, but changes with this year, and that's the Carolina Panthers. So, Cam Newton is definitely not one of the favorite players in the NFL this year. I think it's one of those guys where you either love him or hate him. Kind of like a Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel sort of situation. And, I like Cam Newton. A lot of people got tired of the dab. A lot of people just thought the dab originated from Cam Newton. And I don't really get that. If you guys don't know where there's a few places. I'm pretty sure where the dab originated from is the Migos song called Pipe It Up. If you guys don't know what that song is, it's a good song. Look it up. It came out last year. But anyway, the Panthers are a team that a lot of people couldn't stand, mainly because of Cam Newton and the dab and all the, all the swagger stuff. And they were just a good team this year, and a lot of people don't like when teams do good. A lot of people like seeing teams lose. And the Panthers kind of became one of those teams this year, I think, that a lot of people just kind of doubted. And then once they started doing good, a lot of people, I guess, just couldn't accept it, maybe. So at number 7, I've got the San Francisco 49ers. And I think this hate stems from the last couple of years of them actually being good. A combination of that, Jim Harbaugh, Colin Kaepernick. It seems like wherever Jim Harbaugh goes, it's always to a hated team. Maybe outside of Stanford, just stemming from the 49ers and then Michigan right now. I just think that the 49ers are a team that are easy to hate, just with the style of Kaepernick and just with the location they're in for a football team. I think it's easy to hate a team like that. It's a heavily rivaled area. It's an area that it was for a few years a marquee rivalry between the Seahawks and the Niners, and that created a lot of hate between those two teams when they were at the top ends of their game for a couple years then. But in number 6, I've got the Washington Redskins, and obviously this is a team that's one of the more hated in the NFC East. A division that's just got blood rivalries pretty much everywhere, regardless if you're a Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, or Redskins fan. And 3 of the teams on this list are the NFC East, and for good reason. I think the Redskins hate has kind of fallen off a little bit. It was bringing back when RG3 was there. They were doing good again, and I think it might be brought back a little bit if they're able to maintain some consistency, but the NFC East as a whole is just kind of a shit show this past year. But anyway, move on to number 5, and I've got the Philadelphia Eagles. So another NFC East team, and another team that people absolutely hate when they win when you're in the NFC East. I think the Eagles and Cowboys has actually taken over as the biggest rivalry in the NFC East, and in the city of brotherly love, a lot of people can't stand Eagles fans. Well, not in the city of brotherly love, but outside of it. I just don't think that a lot of people like watching the Eagles win. A lot of those players on that team are, I wouldn't say easy to hate, but most notably DeMarco Murray. That added a little bit fuel to the flame between the Cowboys and Eagles. And you look in years past, a lot of people did not like LaShawn McCoy. Obviously, the whole Michael Vick thing. I personally think that I don't think it's a good story for Michael Vick that you dogfight, come back, win an MVP. But I think it's cool that he was actually able to get pretty much everything in his life straightened out and get back on the right path for him. But anyway, that's a separate topic. At number 4, I've got the Seattle Seahawks, and I think a lot of this stems from the bandwagon fan base. I'm not saying that because I don't think it's bandwagon. At this point, I don't really know. I've talked to way too many people who claim to be Seahawks fans. They might be Seahawks fans at heart. Who knows? They just don't know that much about their team. And I feel like there's too many people who are Seahawks fans right now that don't know who Sean Alexander is, don't know who Matt Hasselbeck is, don't know anyone on the team pretty much pre-2009. And I don't know. I think it's an easy team to hate. But with all the 12-man stuff, them actually bringing home a Super Bowl, Richard Sherman surely doesn't help. Russell Wilson being kind of an outspoken guy, being a guy that seems a little bit socially awkward, if I'm honest. Like, seeing that whole post about Sierra, and then a lot of his other Instagram posts, he's very religious, and then all the whole stuff about no premarital sex or anything like that. I think Russell Wilson is a good dude, but again, like I said, just guy's a little bit outspoken and seems a little bit weird at heart. So at number 3, I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers, again, team that's easy to hate, stemming from everything from how much pride those fans have in their team, to the terrible towel, to Big Ben, to Antonio Brown, back in the day to James Harrison, Joey Porter, and there was a lot. The one guy I just don't know how you hate was Troy Polamalu. I think he was an absolute stud. It was one of those players that was just hard to hate, and Jerome Bettis the same way. But Steelers are one of those teams that's kind of an all-time great team, has one of the biggest fan bases in the country. In my top 10 biggest fan bases, I think they were number 3 also. They were either number 2 or number 3. Excuse me, maybe number 4, but they were somewhere in that top 4 with the Packers, Patriots, and Cowboys. But anyway, like I said, I think they're the biggest. I think they're the most hated team definitely in their division. The Ravens-Steelers has been a good rivalry for a while, so is the Bengals-Steelers, and Browns, well, it is the Browns. So anyway, at number 2, I've got the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys are a team to me that as long as you got the nickname America's team, you're going to be also a pretty hated team. Stemming from Tony Romo to Des Bryant to Jason Garrett, it's an easy team to hate to the fans, especially Jerry Jones. I don't personally hate the Cowboys. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I was raised in a family of Cowboys and Redskins fans, so you'd think I would, but I'm a Colts fan. I'm kind of indifferent to all that stuff. I think it's an entertaining rivalry to watch whenever the Cowboys are playing the Redskins or the Eagles or the Giants. Again, Cowboys are rivals with a lot of teams, and I think it's entertaining to watch. I have no personal opinion in the blood rivalries in the NFC East. So number 1, it's obvious, and to be honest, this is probably my personal most hated team. I've got 2 teams that I genuinely dislike in all sports, and there's only 2 teams that I really do genuinely dislike, and that's the Patriots and the Yankees. Yankees are a different video. I just don't think you should be able to buy a pennant. I don't think that's a good way to do baseball. I think that, anyway, that's again a different video. But to me, the whole deal with the Patriots is it's just annoying to watch them win. As a Colts fan, again, I'm not going to be one of those that says Deflategate caused us to lose. I make jokes about it a lot, saying that we should have gone to the Super Bowl, but that's just jokes. I realized when we lost by 28, 24 points or something like that, that one deflated football wasn't going to make a difference. What was this? Jesus Christ, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, man. Forgetting the running back's name. Anyway, whatever running back they had that year just ran all over us. The name's killing me. I need to look this up. But just a few things about the Patriots that I know just everyone hates. For one, again, they win on a consistent basis. The Spygate, I think, was a bigger deal than a lot of people realized at the time. I think if there was any, like, cheating scandal that was actually a big deal, it was definitely that one. It was just got exposed kind of late. I don't think Deflategate was a big thing at all. There are much bigger things that happen in the NFL year by year, and the fact that the NFL is trying so hard and got so butthurt about losing that whole case, I think, is just a waste of time at this point. Like I said, if I agree with Patriots fans on one thing, it's that. But another thing that irks me about Patriots fans is going back to like 2000. I mean, if you want to go back to the mid-2000s, you have the same argument against Patriots fans that you do have against Seahawks fans now. And if the Seahawks are good long-term, and they had that fan base for a long time, it's going to be the same argument against Seahawks fans. It's just going to be like, oh, you're a bandwagon, you don't know anything about the Patriots pre-2000 or anything like that. Anything about the Drew Bledsoe days before Tom Brady took over. But to me, it's just, again, team pride. A lot of people hate it when fans have so much pride in their team, will talk shit about anything that happens, and then basically do anything they can to jump all over opposing rivals. The whole Brady-Manning feud was a big one for a while. When Peyton Manning was on the Colts, it was a big rivalry, especially in the latter years between Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. There were a lot of good close games, like a lot of them. One of my personal, I think my personal most hated game ever, and this is where I was only like 9 years old, but I was still a huge Colts fan at the time, and I remember everything. I've been a huge sports fan as long as I can remember, and I remember watching the 2004 AFC Championship and seeing the Colts have a chance to tie the game, and watching Marvin Harrison get held up, all damn near tackled. Would have been a perfect throw, would have been a perfect catch for a touchdown, but there was no interference called. The game was very poorly officiated. Like I said, I know this was a long time ago, but if I have any qualm about any game, I think it's that one. I'll give it to the Patriots. They're a great franchise. It's just, again, a really easy team to hate, and kind of the unanimously most hated team. I've never seen a team in the NFL have fans against anyone that they're playing. I know a couple of people who are a whoever the Patriots are playing fan. I'm not personally that way. I mean, I'll be honest, I wanted the Broncos to beat the Patriots this year. I'm a huge Colts fan that stems from Peyton Manning, and I want Peyton Manning to do well. I hate the Patriots, so obviously I wanted the Patriots to lose. But I don't have as big a call against them as I do against the Yankees in baseball. If we're talking about teams that are bad for the sport, I think the Patriots are great for the sport of football. I just don't. I really just don't like the Patriots out of. That's just a personal thing. But anyway, LeGarrette Blount was the running back I was looking for there. I didn't have to look it up. It was blanking on me there. But yeah, that was the guy who ran all over us pretty much 3 years in a row in the playoffs, it seemed like. I think it was 2 years in a row. 2 or 3? I think it was 2. But anyway, yeah, that concludes my top 10 most hated NFL teams, a subject that I could rant about for a long time. And I'm probably going to end up doing this in every sport just because it's a fun subject to talk about. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah. If you have not seen the last 2 days of my top 10s, they will be in the outro. and the link to the entire playlist will be in the description below. So today I want to do a pretty fun video that is the top 10 fastest players in college football. So this includes players that will be playing this coming year